Let's have a look at this month's moon, full moon, December 15th. Okay, so as we are looking here, we can see that we've got the moon right up here. This is right here on the full moon. This is for the Pacific Northwest, so it'll be different depending on where you're located. But we've got the full moon here in Gemini in the ninth house. And this is all just great. This is definitely a time for communication. It is a time that is about expanding knowledge. Dive into everything and anything you're interested in. It's going to be great. Because when you look at it, it's that Gemini energy, right? And that Gemini energy is all about knowledge, it's about wittiness, it's about communication, right? And so when we see that, and then we look at, okay, this is in the ninth house, and this is about learning. And so it's a different type of learning. There's a learning down here in the third house too, but this learning here in the ninth house is more about like expansion type learning, right? Expand your mind and your brain. And this could be on other cultures. It could be traveling. It could be a situation where it's, higher education and you might enroll in school, that type of learning. So when we look at where this is aspecting, and it's actually a really good time too, because we got Jupiter hanging out here too. And who does not love that energy? Anyways, back to the aspect. So we're looking at the aspect. We've got this really nice harmonious one over here in the first house. And this isn't, some people won't count this because this is the ascendant of the time. But the Libra is what's ascending. And so these guys really like each other. This is a really nice harmonious. It's about balance and beautiful things along those lines. But let's look at some of these harder aspects that are with planets. Like right here, this line here is a square from the moon to Neptune over here in Pisces in the sixth house. So when we look at this energy and how this is impacting the moon, don't get disillusioned, right? You could end up in a situation where you're a little disillusioned because this particular energy here with this uh, Neptune is all about your health. And so what you really need to do is take particular care of your health right now, and making sure that you're doing all the things you need to be doing. Your body is probably very sensitive right now, and so make sure that whatever you're putting into it, it needs. If you have allergies, that could be a whole time. And on top of it, this might be a time where you discover you have allergies. So keep that in mind. But you also, what this will do is it kind of makes us feel a little groggy and lethargic and tired, maybe easily becoming overwhelmed with the demands of life. Because let's be real, it's a whole time. And so when we're looking at this, if you're in that situation where you're feeling like you're kind of like dealing with a lot of this life stuff, keep in mind this is during this transition of this square with this moon, and it is only going to last a couple days. Like this energy is going to last, but the particular energy with the moon is telling us like it's okay to sit into this, right? But definitely look at alternative healing options and taking care of your body and exploring maybe work-life balance options. And maybe you've got some spiritual development that is able to help and break through at this time as well. Now, we also have Saturn over here that is in the Neptune as well. That doesn't sit as well. These two are totally great together. They're just vibing. But when we look at Saturn and Pisces, not so much. Saturn has a very long lasting energy and it's a little structured. It's harder around the edges. It likes concentration. It leads. It's industrious, right? It's very business like and very authoritative like. And now it's hanging out on Pisces, which is totally not the same thing. And so when you're looking at this energy, and then it is coming up here as well, like this is all going to work together with these two houses. And when we're looking at this, there is going to be like some challenges potentially here in balancing that energy. And that's why I wanted to bring it up. But back to the moon, let's look at this line here. Now, this line is saying, I see you, right? The moon and the sun. are in conjunct and totally aligned with each other. And this is the third house. So we have some image things here around maybe wanting to embrace that escaping a little bit, right? From that energy. And it kind of about our identity with that, having a little bit of a good time. So this the third house is about like short travels, about like quick educational type things like reading a book or joining a podcast or maybe it's a certification, those types of things. That's what's here. And with the Sagittarius, it's like it beckons you for fun. So if you're feeling like, especially since this is also aspecting over here, and that's why I'm bringing these all together for you, this is definitely an easy time to just take a weekend trip, right? Or to allow yourself a day off. Enjoy, have fun. That's what you should be doing today. And that's what's coming into this moon. So as you're planning for the full moon, experience that. But it is a full moon. So the full moon in itself is all about ridding and like letting go of what's old and so that you can welcome what's coming that's new. And so that would be, again, what a great way to spend a weekend, right? Like just getting a break and letting like the week shed off of you, letting whatever is going on in your life and your chart shed off of you and have a little bit of fun. Now, that's kind of what we're going to see with this moon. We also have one final aspect that's very minor that's down here in this house, and it's bringing in more of that logic and air energy that we're experiencing with this moon. So, when you're looking at what you might be doing this season of this moon, look at things that you can let go of. Maybe some things at work have been contentious, let go of it. Maybe there's some people that are really aggravating you right now, which is very true because this Mars is in Leo, is in retrograde in the 11th house, and that's all about people. And so, they might be bothering you and rather intense right now. You might be the intense person right now. Take the break, let go of all of this energy. One last thing I want to point out before I bid you adieu is this Mercury here. It is stationary on this day, the same day as the full moon. So, for those of you who are sensitive to Mercury transitions, keep that in mind. It doesn't stay in transition or in stationary very long during the transition, but it is moving back. And so it's very intense. So when you see it an S like this, it means it's stationary. And this energy of that Sagittarius and that Mercury is super intense this day. It's for a day. And this is your third house, communication, short travels, quick learning, those types of things. And then you look at Mercury and the pace that it goes at and the Sagittarius beckoning for fun and it's stationary. So this is very intense. This complements this along with maybe that escaping so that you can help let go of some of this energy that's happened during this last moon. So hopefully that helps explain the moon and this full moon and you can prepare for it. Enjoy.